It's a miracle. A young teen left brain dead after a freak accident had already passed through death's door, only to miraculously come back alive. Trenton McKinley was riding a dune buggy-pulled utility trailer with a friend's niece when it flipped over. He was able to save the little girl just before the trailer landed on his head. The 13-year-old sustained 7 skull fractures and underwent emergency surgery. Doctors believed even if he made it, he would remain a vegetable his entire life. McKinley lay brain dead in the hospital for several days before his parents signed papers to donate his organs to 5 kids who needed them. But just a day before doctors were set to pull the plug, he began moving and soon woke up. He remembers walking through an open field and believes it was heaven. In just a week, the miracle teen has already started walking, talking, and even shooting hoops. And though his road to recovery is long and paved with many surgeries, McKinley is now back home with his family and optimistic about the future. They do happen.
Phew, that was close. A small private jet miraculously survived after it was flipped over and plunged 10,000 feet. The cause? Getting caught in turbulence from a passing super jumbo jet. At around 8:40 a.m. on January 7th, the Bombardier Challenger 604, with 9 passengers on board, was flying over the Arabian Sea, headed from the Maldives to Abu Dhabi. That's when it encountered an Emirates Airbus A380 en route from Dubai to Sydney. As the private jet flew underneath the double-decker Airbus, it was hit by the much larger plane's wake turbulence. The turbulence flipped the small jet over 5 times, subjecting those inside to strong G-forces and injuring several. The crew used raw muscle force to manually stabilize the jet, restart the engines, and divert the flight to Oman for an emergency landing. Several passengers were taken to hospital, one with serious injuries. The private jet, operated by German carrier MHS Aviation, suffered such extensive damage that it had to be written off. Germany's Federal Bureau of Aircraft Accident Investigation is leading a probe into the incident. Alligator meets its match, a 10-year-old girl. 10-year-old Juliana Oso from Florida survived an alligator attack by prying open the reptile's jaws with her bare hands. How gnarly is that? Oso was with her family at Lake Mary Jane near Orlando on Saturday, May 6th. She was sitting in shallow water in a designated swim area when an alligator surfaced and chomped on her knee and calf. Remembering a trick she'd learned while visiting Gatorland, Osa poked the gator in its nostrils. She then pried the gator's jaws open with her bare hands to free her leg. Osa was later taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening puncture wounds. The gator was estimated to be 8 feet 9 inches long. After the attack, it was spotted in the same swimming area and was then captured by Florida wildlife officials. A Gatorland representative said it was a miracle that an animal with one of the strongest bites on Earth released the kid, and they're very proud and happy that Osa learned how to do it at Gatorland. The force is strong with this one. The mother of a newborn who was photographed holding her IUD in his hand says the picture is the real deal, but the baby didn't come out that way. This photo of little Dexter Tyler blew up online last week, with many doubters wondering if it was a fake. Mom Lucy Helene from Fort Mitchell, Alabama, says it was a nurse who put the failed contraceptive device in her son's hand. Helene says her doctor thinks she may have gotten pregnant about 3 weeks after the Mirena IUD was placed. The implant remained in place throughout her pregnancy and was only removed when the baby was delivered. According to Planned Parenthood, IUDs are 99.9% effective, which makes Dexter a miracle baby. 2-week-old Dexter's original due date was May 4th, or Star Wars Day as it's known in some circles. You know, may the 4th be with you and all that. Lucy says during her pregnancy, the doctor told her the force is strong with this one. She said she'd used a Mirena IUD twice before with no problems. Dexter is Lucy's 3rd and, she hopes, final child. She says she's now opted for a more permanent solution to prevent any future unexpected little miracles.
Lucky to be alive. A newborn baby boy will live to see his first Christmas, and it's all thanks to the Good Samaritan who saved his life. The hero traffic worker had been working in Rio de Janeiro and was on his way to a bathroom when he spotted something in a grassy area. To his surprise, a baby boy was lying in the long grass with his umbilical cord still attached. He quickly called for help and wrapped the newborn in his vest. Police officers soon arrived and took the baby to the hospital. Doctors say the boy is doing well and was born just days shy of the standard 40 weeks. Police are currently conducting an investigation to identify the child's parents and find whoever left him on the side of the road. The area he had been left in is one of the poorest parts of Rio, and it's believed he was abandoned shortly before he was found.
What kind of a person throws an animal off a bridge? A charter boat captain made an unexpected catch when he rescued a drowning cat off the coast of Florida last Thursday. 35-year-old Jordan Smith was piloting his boat near the northwest side of a bridge to pick up a group for a fishing trip. That's when Smith saw something fly off Marlar Bridge. He initially thought someone had thrown a bag of trash into the water, but when the object started moving, Smith then thought it was an otter. But once it started swimming in his direction, Jordan realized it was a cat that desperately needed help. Smith immediately scooped the black feline out of the water, not caring that his boat got scuffed up a bit after bumping into the bridge a couple times during the rescue. After being saved, the wet, poor feline reportedly clung tightly to Smith's arm until they were back to shore. Smith later contacted law enforcement, but the case is listed as inactive, as to be frank, there really isn't any solid evidence the cat was thrown off the bridge. But it seems pretty unlikely that the cat was just going for a swim, no? In a very happy ending, Captain Smith plans to adopt the kitty and wants to name her Miracle.
Dog missing for a year reunites with family at Thanksgiving. This German Shepherd mix, Ruby, had the best Thanksgiving of all. In October 2015, Ruby went missing. Only 7 months old at the time, the puppy's owners say a neighbor had left the gate open. The couple posted flyers around the neighborhood, searching everywhere for their lost dog, but there was no trace of her. The wife, Zana, was 8 months pregnant, and she and her husband Val inevitably had to refocus their attention on their new baby. Over a year later, Zana was scrolling through photos on a Sacramento animal shelter's Facebook page when she spotted a familiar face. Upon closer inspection, the resemblance was unmistakable. They could tell by the way she turned her head that was their girl Ruby. The couple immediately ran to pick her up, and just in time for Thanksgiving, the family reunion was complete. A newborn baby and their young canine companion in tow, Zana and Val have never had so much to be grateful for.